Just your general thoughts on the night. It was a wild night.
Crazy night, you know. Rumble retiring. It's so crazy and sad. I hope that he reconsiders the whole fight. John Jones being around. I saw him before the fight, which is exactly what I didn't want to do. I'm like, I don't want to see the guy, you know. But he's sitting right next to Rockhold, so I can't, like, miss him. He's got a terrible haircut right now, too. But, yeah, it was just weird, you know. It was like a weird night, and then Rumble kicks me in the face with his shin. Then starts wrestling. As soon as the match starts, he starts wrestling. I'm like, wow. I must have done something right.
It seemed like a fight, Dan, that in especially the first and then even into the second, every inch you were going to force this guy to go to war for it. And was that the plan, to just really exhaust him and make sure everything was going to be a battle?
Everything costs. Everything costs something. You're not getting anything easy. Even if you want to take me down, take me down. I'll get right back up and make you start working right back again. You want to clinch me and hold me? I'll just grab your head and put all my weight on top of you. I was just going to make him carry my weight as long as I can get him to carry my weight. Make him work, make him work, make him work. And you saw he had that big he tried to stay within himself a little bit. And then he had that big explosion where he kicked me in the head through the second head kick. And in the second round, threw a couple punches and then just charged me again. I think when things aren't going exactly his way, he panics a little bit. And at the end of the day, he's a wrestler. So he goes back to what he knows.
Did you sense that panic?
I did. Especially when we're on the ground, because I had I had like a bar arm and I was punching him with my free hand. He wasn't really doing anything. So I just started kind of letting him go. And Big John said, improve your position. And so he moved a little bit. So I was like, okay, let me chase the submission.
Did it cross your mind as the fight was going on that this is a bad game plan for Anthony Johnson?
I just could not believe it was happening. Honestly, I was like, wow, he's actually shooting again. Like I would actually it was weird because I would actually defend the takedown. And then I was against the fence. All he had to do was just disengage. But he wouldn't. He would just stay really close to me and just try to wrestle again. It was surprising to say, and eventually I'm going to get him. Eventually I'm going to get most people in wrestling scenarios. And the difference is when I take him down, they don't generally get back up. Whereas when he took me down, I would just get back up.
There seemed to be something of an altercation backstage afterwards. It looked like you were yelling at Kamaru Usman. I don't know if I misheard.
No, it was Jimmy Manoa.
Yeah, what happened there?
Nothing. Jimmy just, he said he wants a title fight, which I can respect. He's a good fighter. But also just saying I don't like his fight style. I prefer to fight Rumble. All these guys that want title fights talk about what's the most exciting fight. It's not about you wanting to fight the most fun fight. You got to fight the guy that's the champion. You don't talk about this guy doesn't fight fun, because I'm not going to fight him fun. If him and I fight, you think he told me in Octa, he goes, you can't take one of these. So it's just whatever. Whatever. I shouldn't even do that though, because in my moment, I allow these guys to actually really piggyback on what I'm trying to celebrate.
Now that it's over with, I'm a pretty perceptive person, Daniel. When we were chatting with you yesterday, I don't think you wanted to chat with us all that much about the towel and everything that went on. Was it a stressful morning? Was the weight cut a rough one for you? How can you assess now, a day removed? And
toughest one I've had so far, 100%. Allow myself to get too big in the off time. My nutritionist today is better than my nutritionist when I initially started making 205. Daniel Leith is the best. But I was letting myself get too heavy. I can't do that anymore.
So a lot of people are assuming that you're going to be fighting John Jones in July. That's what people seem to be hinting at. You're getting married in May. Are you planning on having a honeymoon, having time with your new wife and not fighting in July?
He doesn't make decisions, I'm not going to fight on his time because now if in July he's eligible to fight again, I have to go and fight him. No. If he wants to fight in July, then he can fight someone else. He'll fight me when I'm ready. Yes, I'm getting married May 27th. And after my marriage, I'm going to go and spend some time with my new wife and my kids. And then I will decide when I'm going to come back and fight. If he wants to make the most money, he'll wait until I fight because him and I do business. Or he can go fight somebody else and sell 300,000 pay-per-views like he did with Ovince St. Preux.
After the fight, after Anthony retired, you were calling out Jimmy, you're calling out John. Did it just feel like you had the whole world in your hands at that moment?
I love it, man, because people that know me, they don't feel like fans feel towards me. But these fans have made it, they decide what they want to do, and they decide to boo me. So I watched WrestleMania last weekend, and on Monday, Roman Reigns walked out, and they booed him, and it was like the greatest segment I've ever seen in a long time, because he just soaked it in, said, "This is my yard now," and left.
And his opponent retired right after the loss.
Right? The Undertaker. Love everybody.
It's like tonight.
Just like Rumble. Everybody loves Rumble. I sat in there, took my jeers, let him scream at me, and sat there with my title and said, "You know what? I'm the champion. Deal with it." So if I want to talk about everybody, Jimmy Manoa, John Jones, sit there and take it, because especially Jones, what can he do? He cannot even eligible to fight. He can't say nothing. You're a kid in detention. Guy, we could use you. Like I say this all the time. I'm like, hey, he's like the quarterback. We're fucking playing for the playoffs, but we can use you over here. But because you didn't do your damn schoolwork, we can't put you in the game. He's suspended. It's like, hey, we really could use you. But get your shit together, get eligible, and then we could talk about a fight.
Since you are a big pro wrestling fan, can you look into this camera and just cut a serious promo? Like, can you get into pro wrestling mode?
Not right now, man. I got to go get dressed. I got a press conference to hold. My kingdom awaits.
Danny, the getting your shit together thing is a good line. Is it real? Like, do you have a concern? You sign on a dotted line that says, "I'm going to fight John Jones on a certain date." Do you believe he will make that date? Do you believe after everything that's happened that he can make a date?
4 times. We were scheduled 4 or 5 times, and once I pulled out. But UFC 187, he pulled out. UFC 192, we fought. 182, 178, we were supposed to fight. Then 182, we actually fought. We were scheduled for
87?
That was me in Rumble.
That turned into you in Rumble.
Turned into me in Rumble, but we were scheduled for 97. Then we were scheduled for 200. We were scheduled 4 times. And 3 of those times he hasn't been able to fight. Oh, no, 2 times. And I missed 1. But with everything else, though, I mean, he's, with the Rumble situation, with the other stuff, I don't know. But I look at him, honestly, and I see him, and his skin looks clearer. He looks like he's doing better. So, yeah, if he's doing the right thing, sure. Why not? That's all I want. I mean, everybody makes it seem like I don't want to fight this guy. That's all I've wanted since I lost to him the first time. But he does look like he's healthier. He does look like his skin's cleaner. He looks better. So maybe he actually does have everything in order right now.
Was it a source of pride for yourself being here in Buffalo? I mean, first of all, you and Anthony sold a ton of tickets in Toronto. The fight gets moved here, and here's a full building in Buffalo, New York, and John Jones is watching your fight. I mean, there had to have been did you have a moment to take this in, a full arena for your title defense with Anthony?
This region's been great to us. Like you said, 2 events in 4 months, and we've sold them both. So, yeah, it meant a ton. It's just, with the whole thing with Jones, it's just unfortunate because he's from here. And at one point he said he would rather fight here than in Madison Square Garden. And because of his indiscretions, can't even do it.
Because of everything that he's done, can he ever be considered the best of all time in your mind?
I think he already is. I don't sit here and lie. I mean, I think he's one of the greatest fighters of all time, if not the greatest fighter of all time. I respect his skill in the octagon. We fought, and he fought hard the whole time. I haven't had anybody fight me as hard as he did for 25 minutes and stay the course. Yeah, I respect him as a fighter. We just don't mix well.
Anthony said that before this fight, win, lose, or draw, he was going to retire. Did you get the sense that you weren't getting the 100% best Rumble Johnson?
I mean, how can you not? Whenever you're fighting for a championship, we all got into this sport for this tonight, this reason, and I don't know how you could not be 100% invested in it. All right.
Thanks very much, Daniel. Appreciate it.